Hi, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, or Mc, maybe? Yeah, good. As well as can be, yeah. Oh, I'm stressing this morning. I had a fucking bust up with a teenager before school, in which I told her she wasn't going to school because she was in that much trouble and she needed to stay home, so I could talk to her and I was going to call the school because we've got ongoing situations anyway. In which I was able to say to her about staying off school. It resulted in her walking out. So she's in deep fucking shit when she gets home. Deep shit. Like, can we normalise, anyone who's got a teenager, can we normalise, regardless of age, gender, whatever the reason being, can we normalise teenagers not treating the parents like absolute shit? Can we normalise that, do you think? Probably not, because I feel like kids get away with absolute murder these days. But I don't know where this kind of mentality for children came from, that like they're in control, when that started at all. Because when I think back to when I was a kid, a teenager or whatever, I absolutely wouldn't have spoke to my parent the way that I get spoke to from the kids in this house. Certainly from the teenager. Started to work her, keeps working. Started to work her, keeps working. Here, maybe? I wouldn't have dared speak to my dad the way my son speaks to me sometimes. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's absolutely disgusting. In the middle, listen, right? In the middle of me telling her off, right? She goes, "Don't shout at me because I'll just shout back at you." Sorry, you fucking what? You fucking what? Is that some sort of joke? Like what? I do not understand. I do not fucking understand. My son is 18. Hey Gemma, I'm just ranting about kids being absolute knobs. Missed that, what did you say? I read your comment and I couldn't make sense of it. Favour good hiding worked back in the day. Well, yeah, that's the thing, but you're not allowed to these days, are you? So, you know. Lena, thank you for the heart, me. We took everything off the teenager and told her it's not a right, it's a privilege. And that's exactly the point. It's like kids have got all these privileges these days, haven't they? Kids have got all these privileges and they seem to think it is just a right that they've got these things. Well, like I say, like she's going to get in deep shit now because now she's going to get her phone taken off and she's going to be grounded. And I'll tell you, right, like my daughter isn't on social media at all. She used to have it and I completely took it off her because it was ruining, absolutely ruining. I was like, no way. I know exactly what this app certainly is about, and all the other ones as well when it comes to social media. So she's got her phone for the sake of being able to contact her friends and that. So now I'm going to take that away from her. And she'll have a fucking meltdown and it'll be fucking World War V or whatever, right, for me taking the phone off her. But in my head, right, I'm thinking if this is the way that you react if I take your phone off you, shouldn't have one in the first place. You shouldn't be that reliant on your phone at the age of 15 that you have a meltdown over something like that. Because obviously when I was younger, it weren't all about phones and stuff like that. It'd have been like, you know, like getting your console taken off you. You know, getting your privilege taken off you and stuff. But she's had her phone taken off her multiple times. She actually had her phone taken off her permanently for a while before I decided to give her it back so she could actually go out and stuff, because she's not going out without a phone because I need to be able to contact her. So if I take a phone off her, then that means she can't go out anyway. What's that I've missed there from... I missed what she said. Oh, you missed what she said to me. I don't take phone and PlayStation grounded. Yeah. I'd said, so I'll tell you what went, like I'm not hiding the fact or whatever. So she's been caught vaping in the past. Now we are a non-vape household, guys. I do not like vaping. We've got dry vapes, you know, where it's like herbs and stuff, peppermint, chamomile, stuff like that, and that's for like chilling, whatever. Literally just that, guys, because I ain't down for anything else that would go in it. You know, you get my drift. But anyway, we're a non-smoking, non-vape household, right? I'm not going through it again. Fuck's sake. In a nutshell, I'm absolutely sick of kids. In a nutshell. I'm sick of the way that they treat people and speak to people. You said you vape peppermint, etc. Then nada. I mean, I used to do that. I don't do anymore. I was making a point of saying that, like, dry vaping, like herbs and stuff, that's different. Katie, thank you for the heart, me. So yeah, I just went through a whole like 10-minute story to have been froze the whole time, so no one actually fucking heard it. But in a nutshell, sick to death of kids. Kids and teenagers, man, I'm absolutely sick to death of them. But if anyone's got any sort of advice, right, on how to further deal with a situation where you've got a teenager who's not listening to a word you're fucking saying, speaking to you like absolute shit, walking out the house and stuff like that, how would you guys deal with something like that? Because it's like they're taking the phone off them, which she'll have a meltdown about, but she's not even overly too bothered at the moment. But if she gets her phone taken off her, she ain't going out. She ain't going out without her phone. That's about the entirety of that. Like, what else? Do a free striker. It works here for us. Nothing else ever has. Well, the thing is with the free striker is, like, we've gone way past that. You know? And she always managed to, like, wrangle her way out of it. But I'm sick to death, guys. I literally cannot be more fucking clear about how sick I am about repeating myself to the kids. Like, I'm sick to death of repeating myself. Like, I'm doing my own head in. I'm like getting sick of the sound of my own voice, and it just doesn't go in. Or like, you know, where they'll do, like, you'll tell them to do something, they'll do it for all of 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden the end of the world. Did she say why she doesn't know? No, I'll tell you what it is with kids. Kids will do what they want, and then when they get told off for doing that, they then blame you and be like, and start crying and kind of going, oh, like, if you shout at me, then I'll have to shout back at you, and my mental health, and oh my God. If I'd have turned around to my mum at 15-year-old and been like, oh, my mental health, should have been like, she'd literally would have told me to fuck off. Is it rebellious to something she's keeping back? If you sat her down and asked her why she thinks it's acceptable to speak to you, like, oh, Lisa, I've done this many, many, many times, like too many times to count. It's all a lot of bollocks, and it really is. And it's such excuses for kids to carry on treating the parents like fucking shit, and I've had enough of it. I've absolutely had enough of it. The last straw now, innit? Because she literally, I told her, do not walk out that door. And I said to her, if you walk out that door, there's going to be consequences. And she carried on walking. So, at what point, where do I go from here now? If taking the phone off her ain't good enough and ain't making any sort of difference or doing anything, where the fuck do I go from here? I have rights. I am protecting my right. Yeah, what a fucking load of bollocks. What absolute bullshit, man. At the end of the day, we're their parents. At no point, right, at no point, I personally believe that at no point, a child, between the ages of being a very young child up until growing out of their teen years, at no point should a child be in control of their parent. Morning, Toby, can I say that as a senior, your vids make such common sense and explain perfectly. Thank you, Clara, I really appreciate that. As a senior, just say, then once you walk out, don't expect the door to be open. Fucking hell, I wish I could do that, but I can't. She's 15. When they leave, just take everything out of the room. I mean, I'm going to go in a room later and I'll be like, what's in here for me to remove? I have this in my 15-year-old. It's hell, honestly. Sometimes I can do what I want, yeah. But it really fucks with your head, doesn't it, as well? When you're literally trying your fucking best to sort things out. And obviously you're going to lose your shit. They're the child. Tina, thank you for the heart, mate. Have you tried the silent treatment? I don't really believe much in the silent treatment with kids. Because you'd love that anyway. Does school have a wellbeing centre? Yeah, which she's been in multiple times. Something's gone on, like, as of recently, but it all started before this anyway, so it's not an excuse for behaviour. I know this seems forever away, but when they get to 25, they turn into decent human beings again. Well, he is hoping, eh? Remove a bedroom door. Remember that from Freaky Friday? I know, remove the fucking door. If you can't punish them with words, punish them by removing everything. It's true. I have 2 boys, 26 and 16, one ADHD and one autistic. I rule the house and I go through their room. So even when you've got, obviously, kids who've got, like, disabilities and stuff, like, I'm glad that we're all on the same page of thinking, no, the parents absolutely should be in control. With mine, I spoke to her when she was respectful, but if she wasn't, I would tell her until she speaks. Right, then we weren't doing this. Yeah, I get that. I removed so much of her stuff. It still doesn't work. I know. So when it doesn't work, like, where the fuck do you go? Maybe ask the school wellbeing to get early help involved, see what they can offer. We've been down this route, and, like, I'll be honest, like, school are fucking useless, man. They grow up without respect. They don't. If you aren't in control, they'll grow up thinking what they're doing is right. To grow up without respect, yeah. As a parent, I wonder what thing I'm doing would lead them to therapy. And that's exactly it. And mental health and, like, oh, I need to go and speak to someone and all that is thrown around so fucking easy from kids these days. How about you've been a cheeky little bastard, so you're being told off? That's got nothing to do with your mental health. Your mental health has got nothing to do with the way that you're speaking to me as your parent. Absolutely. Your lack of respect, there is not an excuse for your lack of respect. And then seeing people like Orion all over the fucking internet speaking to his mother the way that he doesn't teach anyone, does it? Jeez, man, all my mum and dad had to do with me was look at me a certain way and I'd shit it. I'm the same. My daughters are 33 and 23, I know the struggle. Yeah, so great now with her. Yeah, I've just got a while until she fucking grows out of it. My son has autism and my expectations are the same as any other parent. I respect our consequences. Yeah. My lad said, I hate you. I'm moving out at 15, 37 and the fucker's still here. You should have said when he turned 15, I thought you were moving out, mate. I told her the other day that she needs to pack her shit in and she called me by my first name. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Hello, Natalia. I think it's the generation. They don't have respect for their parents the way we did. Yeah. So, like I said, like, from your perspective as parents, what do you think that I should do? What do you think my next move should be when she gets home from school? Obviously, I'll tell her she's not having a phone and she's grounded. I just don't feel like that's enough, though. Because it keeps happening and like, nothing ever changes. So what do you think my next move should be? I'm good, thank you, Natalia. How are you? My son ended up grounded for 3 months with no tech, etc. because he wouldn't behave after months of issues. And how's he doing now? Take a bedroom door off. I mean, I'm not sure if I can because it's like fucking painted over and shit. Just join, what has she done? She's been excuse my language here for speaking about my daughter in this manner. She's been a little bastard. I'll put it very plainly. She's been an absolute little bastard to me this morning. ultimately ended up walking out the house against my instructions of to fucking sit down while I talked to her. But she carried on walking. She was told by both me and Jessica, if you walk out that door, there's going to be major consequences later. So she knows. My son's school uses restorative justice. Have a look into it. That sounds interesting. Get her to do her own things that you do for her, including food. We used to take my son's charger, not his phone. Watch them panic when the battery goes down. Oh, she'll find a way of fucking charging it. How old is she? She's 15. He's been a lot better. Still small issues here and there, but finally sunk in. Well, we went through a stage where she was alright, and then she's just come back fucking tenfold. I was left with nothing but my bed. When you say the school is useless, what have you asked them to do in terms of support? Well, this has been going on for months with the whole support thing. And I get calls left, right and centre that she hasn't gone to her classes and stuff like that, and using mental health as an excuse and go and speak to the teachers and stuff and get out of lessons. And as I'm saying to them, like, you need to send her to her lessons, unless she'll carry on taking the mick. And they just ignore everything I say. She's been in, like, almost like therapy type things as well, which I don't even know why any fucking kid would need therapy, but you know. They have to decide what consequences are fair. Yeah, fair. Fucking fair. We threatened to walk to school holding her hand and follow her class to class. I mean, that's a good thing though. Look at not fine at school for ideas. I get that with my son not going classes. The exams coming up. Yeah, my daughter has as well. List what you get from you, i.e. electric, then charge her sharp. Realise she's not an adult. That's a good thing, actually. Obviously I wouldn't actually charge her, but being like, so this is how much money you owe me for using the electric that I pay for to charge your phone and watch TV and listen to Spotify and stuff like that. If the school gives a bit of attention, I match it at home, taking off his gaming time. I mean, I could go and take a TV out of a room. Absolutely. And just be like, nope, you're not having your TV. So therefore she would have no phone, no TV, and she's grounded. Because when she gets a phone taken off her, she sits and like draws and stuff or does Lego, but she puts music on in the background. I feel like, no, you're not sitting with music on. Because it's a luxury, innit, that? I threatened to meet you outside school and sing to them. Leave her some books. She won't fucking read. Everything you bought for her room. Everything in her room that I bought. Everything. Seeing as she's not busy, she can surely help with other chores. Or she has to be asked over and over again to do stuff. Get her to pay through extra chores, do a list and cost. Back chat equals washing, drying, folding. I used to take the light bulb out. I mean, we've got fucking high ceilings, I can't reach them. You cannot let her walk all over you. You are the parent, not a friend. Absolutely. Katie, thank you so much for the bubble gum. Sending so much love to you. Thank you. Well, I'm going to go and take a TV out of a room anyway. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, but it's coming out. Because fucking everything in here. Everything in here. Oh, you need to come out. There. Ugh. Hide it in the loft. I won't be able to get it in the loft. high ceilings, like I say. Which is a bit of a ball ache. That high the TV in the loft. Go over the top with shows of love until she's sick of it. Don't think she would get sick of that. She loves being praised. She is, like, and again, I'm not, like, afraid of saying that she needs attention all the fucking time. And I get she's a teenager. I get that. And, like, a kid, and you should be showing attention and that. But it's like she walks into a room and has to be fucking the most important person in there. And it's just not okay, really, because it just... The way she was acting as well in front of our, like, the 5-year-old this morning. And I'm like, well done for teaching. We're trying to teach the 5-year-old to stop saying no. And then you've got her in front of him, stood there screaming no at me when I'm telling her to sit down. No. No. No, I need to go to school. She walks off. Come back here. No. I'm like, oh, fucking swear down. You know when you're like, if anyone else would have spoke to me like that, I'd have fucking planted a nut on him. And he just comes in and stares. Do you say to her, can you stop coming in and just staring at me? And you know what, right? You know what? As a fucking parent, right, we should be allowed to ask a child to stop doing anything at all. Because we're the fucking parent. If you want to say to your kid, stop eating so loud, say, stop eating so loud. Why are we all so fucking scared of what everyone else will think about our fucking parenting? Do you know what I mean? Snowflakes won't allow it, mate. Oh, it's fucking ridiculous, though, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. It starts with the little things, doesn't it? And it just escalates, though. And look what we're having to fucking deal with now. It's ridiculous. Is there something going on at school or with her friends that she doesn't want to tell you? I've been through all this. And she's like, no. But have you not just noticed that teenagers are just like that these days, though? I blame schools in all fairness, they spend more time there. Don't scream and shout, calm and firm, and follow through with threats. Yeah, well, sometimes I have to fucking shout, especially when I'm just being spoke over. Every word I say I get spoke over, and I'm just like, no, so I have to shout. Our parents would have a swift hand on the back of the head. Absolutely. I've been, like, slapped round the face before when I was a teenager. My youngest daughter told me to F off this morning. I hate to bite my tongue. School plus hormones plus ND. Bite your tongue? I wouldn't be biting my tongue if my daughter said that to me. It is hormones, and I promise it does end, and you'll be best friends again. I don't want to be best friends with her at this precise moment. She's not a nice person to be around. Does she have a teacher she looks up to? Trust? Yeah. I'm in talks with this teacher. Quite a lot as well. Sometimes we have to scream like crazy. Banshees. And they still don't listen. Yep. Get to a point you still love them but really dislike them. Yep. Absolutely. Someone's life was always worse and it was pointed out while watching it. While watching what my mum used to make us sit together and watch the news. All right. I never raised a hand, but one look. And so as adults, my girls know the drill. Well, she used to know the drill, but now she doesn't. I'm not about gentle parenting either, Lisa, not at all. I think it is a complete waste of time. Gentle parenting is literally raising little assholes. I'll be honest, we aren't their best friends, we are their parents. That's exactly it. And you know, we're actually in a situation with the other child and the other parent, the other day about, like, saying about, oh, we're friends and stuff. No, we aren't friends. We aren't their friends. We're the parents. So I'm not going to act like your friend. We can joke around and stuff like that, but I aren't your friend, I'm your parent. Two very, very different situations and very different people. It's my job to make sure that you are kept in your place and that you are safe and looked after. If you go against that, then it's only going to come back on you, isn't it? Not me. Other than driving me up the fucking wall. Which it fucking does. You know, Jessica's out at the minute. She messaged me, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just fuming, just fucking fuming." And I'm gonna pace her on. No. I'm not gentle. Just have a different approach. Oh yeah, of course. Everyone's got different approaches and stuff like that. It's just like, ugh. Maybe I should take a door off. Treat others how you expect. Oh, I've told her that many times. Take her to sell her phone and then keep the money and use it to contribute to her electric use. I mean, yeah. I mean, she used to have like a quite updated phone before her parent took it off her and I went and sold it. Because I paid a lot of money for it. And she didn't believe me for months. She thought I still had it. And I was like, Lil, I've sold it. Like, you're not believing that I've sold it. We also went out and bought a fucking old as fuck little Nokia with a little screen, no internet or anything. Oh, actually, I don't know if it does have internet. No, I don't think it does. No internet or anything. And I was like, if you want to go out, that's what you're taking with you. You're not having a phone. Literally. And she was like, I'm not using that. And she would rather not go out than use that phone. How ridiculous, though. Like, you literally wouldn't even have to get out unless you were messaging me. Yeah. She refused to take it out. We've still got it somewhere. I say old as fuck. It wasn't. It was bought from the shop, but it's like a little phone, you know. It's not like touchscreen and shit. I had to do that with the phone situation. Well, it turns out that my daughter hadn't learnt. That's the thing. I may as well take my son's door off, but I find it helps to contain his stench. I'd turn internet off at a certain time and phone out of room at the same time. But she's not having a phone at the minute anyway. No chance. Take all the decorations down, make her room plain. I feel like the taking the door off is probably a good idea, to be fair. I really do think, whoever it was who suggested that, I really do think that taking the door off is a good idea. I thought it had been painted over on there, but it hasn't. She's a teenager, so she's got all of this crap all over her walls and stuff as well. Tell her she's pushing you to this. Well, she already knows. I already said that to her this morning. When she's acting like it's my fault and my doing. My son's 12 and I'm dreading the teenage years. Taking the door off is a privilege. Take it all down by a room. I know that'll be a punishment for you taking all that damn scrap. That'll be a punishment for me taking it all. Yeah. That's what my daughter's room like was 15. I don't mind her having the stuff on the walls. Like, do whatever you want, it's your room. But when things like this happen, it's like the privilege of your privacy gets taken away from you. Especially when I know for a fine fact you've been vaping in your fucking room. Against my fucking will. We are a non-vape household. I know you've been vaping in your fucking room. We've also got a young child in here. I know it sounds harsh, but please don't let her affect you. It's hard, isn't it though? Take the door off 100%. I'm gonna speak to Jessica about it and just be like, do you think I should take a door off? Yeah, take it all down. If she kicks off, say you paid for it and it's yours. See what she says then. I mean, how would it sit like, so in a room, all the stuff that's all over the walls, I didn't buy all of it. I bought some of it for her. She also bought some of the stuff with pocket money, which she got off us. So does that count as well? She's got a birthday card that she got from a fucking nana stuck to the wall. What the fuck? I understand posters and shit like that, but a fucking birthday card? Definitely take the door off. Yeah. She's got pictures and that up, which are hers, but again, that she bought with her pocket money. Teenagers make you want to smack your own head off the walls. I have a 13-year-old. Yes, they really do. And that's what I've been saying, is that, like, teenagers these days are so fucking entitled. Got her allowance or freeze the card. Yeah, like, already she's already not having it this month because of her attitude. She's already had that withdrawn from her. That does count as you give her the pocket money. I had my daughter taken away and I didn't smoke again ever. It works. She won't want her friends seeing her like that. I'm late to the party, don't know what I've missed. Just talking about teenagers being arseholes. I have a 30-year-old daughter, 26 son and a 16-year-old son. And how are you getting on with that? See, we've got a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old in this house. How's the car fun going? It's come to a halt at the moment. Yeah, come to a bit of a halt at the moment. We were really fucking struggling for money. That's another thing. Meanwhile, whilst really struggling for money, she was still getting pocket money and stuff like that while we were literally on our bare asses, to the point of not being able to afford to have a car, which we need. So now instead of being able to get in a car and drive the little into school, just has to get on a bike and bike into school and stuff like that. It's like these things that teenagers really don't fucking appreciate at all. And it's like, got rid of the car to save money and stuff. And it was fucking broke anyway, but, you know. And then now in need of a new car, which we don't have, and having to try and save for that, and that is a fucking nightmare. How much is the pocket money? She normally gets like £50 a month under the instruction that she is to buy her own toiletries out of that. You know, like shampoo, conditioner, deodorant and stuff like that, which she still don't fucking do. I end up getting it because I don't want it to fucking stink when she don't buy it and that, and not be clean. But she normally gets £50 for the whole month. It's her job to make sure that lasts all month. It never does. She spends it the first few days. I hope you can get a car to take that one to school safely. Yeah, it's not ideal. Morning, Kira. Don't do pocket money. They just take my card to the shop with a limit. It's fair enough, isn't it? But yeah, that's why the people who were in my live when I was talking about it the other day were like, do a GoFund to get a new car for these exact reasons, because what have you got to lose? So I was like, oh my God, my pride, I can't be asking people to do that. And they were like, but you've got nothing to lose and it's not hurting anyone. If they don't want to give, they won't, and if they do, then they will. So that's what I did, and like literally I think it's up to 135. I put it at £1,000. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I did ask them like what I should put it on for, and they'd said, so I put it on at £1,000 and we're at like 135. So, but you know the price of cars these days, and it would be literally a second-hand one. But will he be making lots of money off the awful vlogs? Yeah. The smoke alarm on her ceiling will stop vaping. Yeah, she hasn't got one in her room. But does a vape set off a smoke alarm though? Because it's not smoke, is it? It's just vapour. Could you get a PCP car? Well, I've looked into it. And this is how like bad off we are like for money at the moment. And no, I'm not begging, guys, so please don't think I am. This is how bad we are off for money. Like, I wouldn't be able to afford to get a pay monthly car. So she expects £50 and take it where and ask her what she needs on a weekly basis instead. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. You can get vape smoke alarms. Ah, okay. It sets them off, right. Set off work in a pub hotel, and yes, they do. Right, okie dokie. I would say out with a £50 a month, charge her rent, her gas and electric, her food, Wi-Fi, water. I shouldn't have anything left. You need to take charge. Watch Super Nanny. You know what? I actually might watch some Super Nanny and see if there's anything about teenagers on there. I've been up since 3 AM now, so it feels like evening. Nope, it's 10 past 10. a vape, but vape outside. It's not fair on my dogs, rabbits, and adult son. Yeah, I am one of them, and obviously it's nothing against people who want to do it in their own home, but like, I wouldn't be happy if someone came into my home and started vaping indoors, because it's still got nicotine in at the end of the day, innit? The chores for pocket money. Well, we were doing that, and she just doesn't do anything, but then like, I would go through a bit of a thing with myself where I'm like, I feel bad for not giving her pocket money when I shouldn't feel bad for that. Like, you should be earning your pocket money, right? Just be wary of her not having anything left to lose. Yeah, that's a good point. Is she buying them herself? The vapes? Yeah, and I don't know where the fuck she's getting served because she's 15. She said before that, like, sometimes she would get a friend to do it, and, like, I've told her multiple times, guys, she's not fucking listening. She keeps going back and finding a way to get one, and then hiding it. Well, she won't be getting a phone now anyway, she's having that taken off her. Took a TV out of her room. She's obviously not going to be getting any money out of me. Go around the vape shops with her picture and tell them not to serve her. It's a good idea. How old is she? 15. Sounds like an addiction with the vapes. It does sound like an addiction, but I can't imagine she's doing it enough to be addicted. I get more annoyed that I'll be peed off all day and feel awful, and he'll be joking around with his mates. Yeah, completely agree with that. When I was younger, I had to work for pocket money. Same. Worst thing I ever did was smoke. Glad they are banning it, but they find a way. Yeah. If you've paid for the phone and contract, it's yours technically. It is. It is completely mine. The contract's in my name. That's another thing as well. That obviously, I pay for a month a contract for her. So at the moment, listen to this, guys, right? While we're on our asses with money, right? I pay for her phone contract out of that. She gets £50 pocket money out of us as well, which she's meant to be getting her own toiletries with, but doesn't, so then I have to end up getting them. You know, things like period pads and stuff like that as well. Like, she'll come on, and then she'll, like, go, oh, I haven't got any pads. And I'm like, well, go to the shop and get some. And she's like, I don't have any money. So then I have to go and get them. I feel like I've missed some stuff here, sorry. I only ever got £20 a month, that's it. Oh, I did it at her age as well. I mean, obviously the price of things has gone up as well. I appreciate that. But still, I found out that the friends were all hiding them for each other. Yeah, that's what she said. That's what Lil said. First, she was like, oh, we hide them for each other. Can you put her in a limited contract so she has to top up her phone herself? That's a very good idea. I should be saying you have to now use money to top your own phone up. I should be able to cancel her contract, shouldn't I? It's a rolling one, I think. Only ever got £20 pocket money. I'm now 18. Also used to babysit my siblings. I used to babysit my brothers all the time. Cancel the phone contract. Yeah, I absolutely should. Put it on pay-as-you-go. If it's a SIM-only contract, you have... Sorry, 2 ones for like £5. See if you can move it to pay-as-you-go. We always provide those, but the nice expensive toiletries she should be getting. It's a difficult one because if the other parent doesn't have the same opinion. She's only ever in this household. I used to get 100 texts and 1 gig data and had to pay if I wanted more. Yeah, a contract, you can just have calls, go to the phone, but can't phone anyone. Yeah. Welcome to Boss, a gentle parenting. Put her in a text call only phone. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna look into cancelling a contract, I think, and making her go on pay-as-you-go. Don't even know if it was still a thing. Careful, cancelling contract early, you can get a lump sum at the end of the day. Yeah, so I'd have to look into it, really. I'm going to go and do that now. I'm going to go and look into that, take a day off after I've spoke with Jessica, and watch a fucking thing of Super Nanny. And I'll get back to you all later on and see how I'm getting on. Oh, fucking hell, kids, man, what the fuck? Whose idea was that? Not fucking mine. You won't do too much or you'll have nothing else to threaten. Yeah. Fucking naughty step. She'd laugh at me. Right, guys, I'm going to go anyway. You all been great, of course, with the support. Of course. I just tagged you in a post. You won't believe it. I'll have a look when I come off. Is she like it at school? I don't think so. Right, guys, I shall see you later on. I will more than likely be on later on. Although I did say that yesterday, I didn't come on last night. But we'll see anyway. Thanks for all your advice and that, and I hope you all have a nice rest of your day, and that all of your kids behave for you, because otherwise you'll be left feeling like shit for the rest of the day, won't you, and in a foul mood. Anyway, guys, have a good rest of your day. I am off skis. I can't be bothered saying my whole spiel, so I'm just going to go. But for now, guys, I am out. So, out. Kind of proves the point that we've all been trying to prove. He's still convinced that it's all legal and above board. He can be as convinced as he wants to be, as much as he can be as convinced as he wants to be about other things. I actually, on my, on this day, like a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever it was, I watched a video of me responding to him the time when I went in his chat when he was calling out someone called Toby, and everyone was tagging me and telling me to get in the live because he was talking about me. So I went in and obviously confronted him and was like, what's about? And then he'd said, oh, like, I'm not talking about you, you aren't that special, like, you know, like the attitude and stuff. Like, I literally went in and was like, why am I being brought up? And if you're going to bring me up, at least give me the opportunity to speak with you instead of just doing it over live and hiding behind a screen type thing, behind your keyboard. And he was sat saying about, oh, as much as, like, we have a go at each other or something like that, like, he doesn't fight with me because he doesn't fight back because he has nothing to say to me, because everything he says I can tear down. But in this video where he's on live, sorry, not video, on the live, when he's saying we shouldn't be fighting, like, we should be having each other's back. No, we shouldn't. Why on earth would I have someone's back who has done the things that you've done? Even if Orion was genuinely transgender and he was genuinely autistic and he had a genuine diagnosis of autism, I still wouldn't back this person. L Diamond, thank you for the heart, me. I still wouldn't back this person. Because what type of person would that make me to back someone who has done the things that he has done? That makes me just as bad. That's my opinion on the fact of people backing people like that. And for the people who have come at me in the past, and more times than not, I would imagine it's probably children. Casey Lee, long time, Casey, I think, unless you've been in and I haven't seen. Long time. How are we doing? For the people who've come at me in the past and was like, no matter what this person has done, you shouldn't tell someone their identity. But in my opinion, I don't believe it is telling someone their identity. I think it's telling the truth. And the truth is, as harsh as it may sound to him, you're a man. You've made no conscious effort to transition, so you're still just a man that wants to look like a woman and failing at that. No one can make me like it. You know, and some of you have probably heard me say this before, when I first came across Orion, right, there was a part of me that felt a little bit sorry for him. And bearing in mind, I didn't know anything about this person at the time. Afternoon, Jojo. How are we? And thank you for the heart, me. Are we well? Ian, thank you for the bubble gum. That definitely suited me. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, I felt almost a bit sorry for Ryan when I first came across him. And he was in a live with someone, and this person was, like, berating him. We'll say, well, he's, like, berating him about the way that he looked. Now, we all know why. I won't go into that. And I felt a bit sorry for him because he looked like he was getting a bit upset about people commenting on the way that he looked and stuff like that. Then, when I came out of the live, I immediately, for some reason, came across videos that I'd never come across him before. And I'd come across videos of just him being him. And he was jittering around and fucking twitching around and stuff like that. And I'm watching, I'm watching with confusion, I think. And I'm just like, why does it look staged? Why does it look like this is put on? Keep going. And the more I go on, the more I'm coming across. And I'm hearing autism, ADHD, Tourette's, cancer, all these things. Then I'm coming across other videos that other people have kind of jumped on. And I was like, oh, you know, like, this person doesn't actually sound like a very decent person, because it sounds to me as if they're just lying about all these things to get attention on live. So that's how it kind of started, and it dwindled away, like, almost immediately. This whole feeling sorry for him because people were, like, berating him or whatever, when all I seen then after that, all over my For You page, was him tearing other people apart. So the glimmer, the little tiny amount that I would have felt sorry for him in the beginning, disappeared the moment disappeared the moment I seen him berating other people. And then when you go deeper into it, you realise why he was being berated by others, the reason behind it. And then obviously the trans thing came around, and I was just like, wow. So obviously he's claimed a million different things where transitions. And right there, you ruined your algorithm. I did, Jojo. That was the moment it all went to pot. I think the day that TikTok was ruined for me was the day I came across Orion. Hey, Evan, I'm good, man, thank you. How are you? It does things on live and quickly checks messages to see if anyone cares or says anything. That's absolutely right, Ian. So that goes either way, doesn't it? It can go either way of him doing something wrong to try and gain the attention and constantly looking up at the viewers, like, and you can see him looking up in the corner, no. Because he's done something that gets a rise out of people and people jump in to see it. Or it can go the opposite way, where he tries to act like the nice guy and fails miserably, because whilst he's trying to act like the nice guy, sat there going, oh yes, oh you're beautiful, and no, he's doing it all for gifts. And it's so plain to see. Everything will always amount to money with that person, obviously amongst other people as well. Hello, Banana. It was rage bait to get attention. Absolutely right, Pixie. And he continues to do it. As we've seen him previously sit there and go, you know, I can get another 1,000 followers in here if I just go and start making them stupid noises. The same exact noises that he made when he was like, oh, I don't have to wear a mask anymore now. I've got, like, my diagnosis. And then, can I be weird around you or what? Like, I've been wearing a mask and I'm quirky and now I can be quirky again. So, making, like, it's just so evident to see, man, you know? Banana, thank you for the bubble gum. And Mad Hatter, thank you for the 3 bubble gums there as well. Thank you very much, guys. Very much appreciated. So disrespectful. I don't think there is any one word to fully describe that sorry excuse of a human being. To be in the position that he has been in, like with money and stuff, to then sit there and continue begging and getting people to pay for your lifestyle after you've had, how much money is it that he's had? I'm sure someone can tell me. Rachel, thank you for the roses. As someone who fought so hard for my ADHD diagnosis, honestly sad to see. It really is, and we've all, I would imagine at this point, been through something, going through something, or in a community or something where that man has pulled it apart. He's only had 150k in gifts. Oh, only that amount. Got a good point there. It was the amount of money he got for a transition, and he spent it on designer bag. Yeah, so out of all the money, regardless of whether it was 150k, 350, a million, fucking £1, he had stated that money was going towards his transition. And guys, he has done absolutely nothing towards a transition. I've said before, I'm a trans medicalist, so for me, you ain't trans unless you've started a medical transition. This can start with like therapy. It's still part of a medical transition, right? Hormones, surgery, voice training, anything that would contribute towards a medical transition is starting a transition. He has done nothing of the sort. Do not be fooled. Do not be fooled by someone, especially him, telling you that he started a transition because he is socially transitioning. It ain't a fucking thing, guys. It's a made-up thing from someone who quite clearly didn't want to medically transition but wanted to be classed as transgender. Why anyone would want to be classed as transgender is beyond me. It's over my head because I don't understand it. From someone who has been through a transition, has suffered greatly with gender dysphoria, why anyone would want that for himself, I do not, and why anyone would want it for anyone else. Sheila, thank you for the rose. I'm still waiting for my 9-year-old's assessment, been waiting 2.5 years. Attention, that's all it is. Oh, it's a massive attention grab. A massive attention grab. And I've said recently as well, his old friend Jack, who is a trans man, and certainly now anyway, and suffers with autism, funnily enough, all of this came out after he was friends with Jack. Now, it's making me think that he was just trying to copy his mate, seeing the possible attention that his mate was getting for being trans and for being autistic. Attention that us trans people don't actually want. We can share our story, but remember that is just a portion of our life. Just because you choose to share a portion of your life doesn't mean that you know someone's full life. Unless they choose to live it out online, like Orion does. He is a clout chaser. It's funny you say that, Kat, because he's actually called me a clout chaser in the past when I asked to go live with him. When I asked for a conversation with Orion on live, he called me transphobic. How? He called me a clout chaser, which at the time, I'm not sure now, at the time I actually had more followers than he did. So I don't know how I can be clout chasing off someone who's got less followers, whatever. And also said that I was defamating him. Defamation. In order for someone to defamate you, you have to be famous, and you aren't. Hey, not your... hang on. I feel like, is that... I can't see the picture properly. Why are my eyes all blurry? Is it Mickey? I'm sure Ryan has stated that they have ADHD, autism and Tourette's. Yes, he has, in the past. Been a long time. It has been a long time, a very long time. Thanks for popping in. So yeah, obviously he sat and he called me transphobic. I'm defamating him and I'm clout chasing, but yet refused to go in a live with me because everything that I was saying was absolutely correct. And that's not going off the basis of blowing my own trumpet. That's going off the basis of it being factual. It is factual information, and some people wouldn't call it factual information. Mickey, thank you for the bubble gum. Popped in to say hi, fella. Keep up the Joe estate. Hey, mama. He called EQ transphobic. Right, I touched on this the other day, guys. Katie, thank you for the heart, me. And thank you for the You're Awesome J197878. Honest work. It's alright. How can you be transphobic when you're trans? I don't get it. Right, so, just touching on that. Some people seem to think that if you're trans, you can still be transphobic. It's not just him. There is some people who think that, right? The reason being is because these people say, I've been called transphobic because I go against Orion's transition by telling the truth. Or I don't like Orion, so I get called transphobic because he is classing himself as trans. Or same with Lilitino, being called transphobic like that. Right, but let me just correct that for you, guys, for the people who don't know. Like, people probably do because they've been in my live before. But to correct that information from someone saying that a trans person can be transphobic, it's false information, because to be transphobic, you need to have a hatred and malice towards the trans community as a whole, like trans people altogether. Like, you don't like transitioned people or trans people in general. So if you're trans, how can you be transphobic? Because that means you hate yourself. You're going against yourself in your own transition. It doesn't even make sense, guys. It doesn't. But again, a lot of people just believe that it can just be like one person. You can be transphobic towards one person. You can be transphobic towards one person if you have that transphobia against, like, the community as a whole. So if I was not trans and I was hating on the community, Katie, thank you so much for the bubblegum, very much appreciated. If I was hating against the community and then targeted Orion and was like, this is false, this is that, your shit, whatever, then that would be transphobic. If someone targeted me, I have had people in the past who don't believe that trans is a thing, they're malicious towards the community, and then had a problem with me. That's transphobic. You've all been called transphobic, probably at one point, I would imagine. Beatrix, thank you so much for the bubblegum, very much appreciated. Okay, bye, Casey Lee. Maybe not all of us, but the majority of us have probably been called transphobic at some point. Ian, thank you for the heart, me. Doing work downstairs, doing my fucking head in. Been on over a week. Gonna have a Google. Narcissistic personality disorder. Have to Google. Yeah, so whether it's been from that person, which I would imagine it is. I've got a real itchy nose, guys. I don't know if it's because I'm sat in the window in the sun. I'm not transphobic, not in the slightest way. What I say to isn't transphobic, it's fact. And that's exactly it, Casey. There's a difference between being transphobic and being factual and honest. Itch it then. I mean, I'm trying to without it making it look like I'm picking my fucking nose. Probably need to have a bit of a nose hair trim, to be fair. I have called it because I'm bi. You were called transphobic because you're bi? In the US, you can claim defamation even if you're not famous. Well, that's ridiculous. Orion called me transphobic, fat, ugly, you name it, just because I called him out. And this is it, he don't like being called out, does he? Don't like hearing the truth. Truth hurts. Truth hurts, mate. Sooner you get used to that, the better. Truth fucking hurts. But if you can't take it, don't lie in the first place, you know? If you can't take being corrected and hearing the truth, don't lie in the first place. In fact, get the fuck off the internet. Oh yeah, we're all bullies. We're all fucking bullies, apparently, yeah. Because he isn't the biggest fucking bully on the app or anything, is he? Can anyone remember the time when he was mocking my accent? Can anyone remember that? Was anyone there when that happened? I mean, it didn't fucking bother me in the slightest. It did not bother me in the fucking slightest. But, like, funny innit, how he calls people out, calling me... Whilst calling me a bully, he was mocking my accent. How you be calling someone a bully when you're literally sat bullying someone? Like I say, it didn't bother me, and I personally wouldn't have seen it as bullying. The reason being, right, is because when he was mocking my accent, I had people in my life who'd gone over and screen recorded it and then sent it to me, and then people were posting it and stuff, so I actually had footage of him doing it. So I did a video with this footage in of me being like, how you be calling someone out for bullying when you're bullying someone. My video got taken down for bullying because it had the clips in it. Comical, absolutely comical. I reached out to you a while ago because a trans person, man/woman, claimed endo. Man to woman, sorry. Claimed endo. So, it ain't possible. And as I've said, right, I'm very aware I'm biologically female. Can't change my biology. I can change the way that I look and the way that, like, I present, we'll say, through means of a transition, but I can't change my biology. I ain't about to go against science to be male, we'll say, because I'm not. And yeah, it bothers me, the fact that I'm not male and I wasn't born this way. Hashtag Lady Gaga. In fact, when she's like, I was born this way, I wasn't actually Lady Gaga. I wasn't born this way. Like your song, but I wasn't born this way. I was born in the wrong body. And that's the truth. Cheryl, thank you for the heart, mate. So yeah, I'm not about to go against science because I know my biology. I know that I'm biologically female. Nevertheless a man, because that doesn't make a man. What's in your pants doesn't make you a man. Doesn't make you a man. Isn't what makes you your gender, we'll say. But for these people, I'm going to say trans women in this aspect, who think that they can have endo and can have periods and can get pregnant, and it's like, it can't be anything more than rage bait. Anything less, than rage bait. It can't be. Because how would they believe that? No amount of a transition changes your biology. So you don't have the means to be able to carry a child. You don't have the facilities for that, big man. You know? Delusion, absolutely. Elena, thank you for the moon sighting. If they want my destroyed uterus to try. Well, this is the thing, right, and I've said, I feel like I say that a lot. I've said it before. It's because I'm like a fucking broken record. I apologise. Women go through these things in life, right, and fucking hate it. They hate the fact that they've got a menstrual cycle, they've got a period every month. Women suffer every day with endometriosis and wish they could rip the fucking insides out. Ian, thank you for the roses and for lighting it up in the gift gallery. And then obviously when women are carrying a child, yes, it might be the most beautiful thing ever. Doesn't make it less painful because it is that. They're still bearing a child and growing a human inside them. It's still painful. It still fucks with their emotions and fucks them up and they'll never be the same and stuff like that. So when these trans women say, oh, I wish I could have a period. Why? Why? Because it would make you feel more feminine, is that why? Because trust me, as a trans man actually, trust me, you don't want it. You won't fucking want it. The moment you get it, you will want fucking rid of it. So don't say, I wish I could have a period. You know. L Diamond, thank you so much for the hand heart, much appreciated. And Haley, thank you for the heart me as well. I recently had a hysterectomy at age 31 because of the pain. Yep, that's it. They can bloody have our period pain if they want. Well, have you ever seen the videos of them guys with them little machines attached to them and it's giving them, like, the equivalent to what a period pain feels like, and they're fucking writhing around all over the place, screaming in fucking agony for about 10 seconds. Women go through that every fucking month for days. As for the question, does it hurt more to give birth or be kicked in the nads? No one will ever know. No one will ever know. So we'll just stop asking. Women will say that giving birth is more painful. Men will say that being kicked there is more painful. We'll never know. Even a trans man or trans woman will never know. Because as a trans man, we know, as a trans man who has gave birth, like myself, I know what birthing a child feels like, but I don't know what being kicked in the nads feels like. Because even if I had had bottom surgery, I still wouldn't know what it actually feels like because it's like half prosthetic. As for a trans woman, they might know what it feels like to be kicked in the nads, but they'll never know what it feels like to give birth. So we'll never know. It's an unanswerable question. What's it matter at the end of the day is pain. Well, I always say, you know, like, pain that's self-inflicted. Like, when I was younger, right, I used to have a thing of punching walls. When I used to get wound up, I used to, instead of hitting out at someone, I would punch a wall. I've broke my hand 4 times, possibly 5, in the past from punching walls. Fuck my hand. But I brought it on myself because I was the one who did it. And it was out of, like, anger or frustration or whatever the reason may be. And people would always say to me when I'd go, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. They'd literally be like, oh, you brought it on yourself. I'm like, yeah, but pain is fucking pain. Just because I brought it on myself doesn't make it less painful. I'm not asking for sympathy. Just don't sit there and go, you brought it on yourself. Do you know what I mean? Physical pain doesn't then subside because you brought it on yourself. I feel like when someone gets pregnant, I know it's a completely different thing, so just hear me out. When someone gets pregnant and they purposely get pregnant, if she was to then complain during her pregnancy that she was uncomfortable or she was in pain or she was scared or something, would you turn around to her and go, you brought it on yourself? When the child is born, if they're having a bad day or they're stressing out because the kid won't get ready for school or they're refusing to eat the tea or something or they're just playing up and they're stressing out because of it, being a parent, do you then turn around and go, you brought it on yourself? So why say it about pain? What people do bring on themselves, people like fucking Orion, is taking to the internet and saying a fucking lie that is completely fucking false, and then having comeuppance, will say, for said lie. That is bringing something on yourself. I've never had a period cramp, so I can't speak on that, but that's how I found out about my PCOS. Yeah. Well, without going into too much... you know what? I'm not even going to say without going into too much detail, because I really don't care. I'm an open book as it is. Back when I used to have a menstrual cycle, my cramps used to be fucking horrendous, like to the point where I had to be like off school. My mum would keep me off school. I'd be fucking grey. I wouldn't be able to stand up properly. It was fucking horrendous. When my period ceased, I literally wanted to fucking party. I still get, mainly on a monthly basis, I still get what I think is cramp. I've still got all the same insides. So there's still things going on and still things happening. They've just got nowhere to go, you know? I don't understand why people wish for stuff like that, like E with different conditions. I will never be able to fathom in my brain why anyone would want to make themselves disabled, make themselves trans, anything like that. Why would you want that for yourself, and why would you push that onto other people? Like these people who say that the kid's got something wrong with them when they don't even know if they have. Like, don't put that on your child. Don't make your child disabled when you haven't got a clue if they even have got these things. Ferris Wheel, thank you for the heart, me. My daughter's only like 4 periods in and she's already fed up. Unfortunately, she's got a lifetime of it. Unfortunately. Well, not quite a lifetime, but you get my drift. Amy, thank you for the heart, me. So, yeah. Have you spoke about Blake yet? I'm not really sure what's happening with him and Ems. Though, who's Blake? I don't know who Blake is. And then it all went and bought sanitary pads. Yeah. So, Orion went and bought sanitary products, pads, and uses, I say an excuse, his reasoning for buying them was because it helped to tuck. Well, why are you buying period pads? Why are you buying sanitary products that women need to help yourself tuck better? You want to tuck. You don't, then don't. Whatever. Do what the fuck you want. Although what I do not want to fucking see, which I've seen plenty of times in the past, is you parading round untucked, we'll say, with a get-up on that's like lycra or something, and we can literally see the fucking shape. We can see the fucking shape, mate. Oh my days. And why are you wearing short things as well, out on a night out? This has been in the past, where you would do a slut drop, and you can see the fucking head. Wow. Oh my god, I nearly fucking threw up. There is tuck tape. Why the pads? Well, he probably just wanted a cheap resort. I've recently seen an extremely old video of Ryan asking for support when he gets his period. Yeah, that was a thing as well. I remember that. Blake is a trans man who's being dragged for apparently lying to Ems about bottom surgery. Ah, right. I've seen a video of a live which Ems was in, and they were talking about bottom surgery and whether, like, you should disclaim to someone when meeting them that you're trans. My take on that, on the fact of letting someone know that you're trans upon like first meeting, is if you are meeting in a romantic manner, let's say that you met someone on a dating website. I'm obviously going out on a limb here because I've never been on a dating website, so I don't even know what they're like. But let's say that you met someone on a dating website, right? And let's say I met someone on a dating website, right? And I do not feel the need to put that I am trans on said dating website. And then I meet someone in a bar, wherever, and we get to talking, and there's a little bit of a connection there, or whatever. I think that once you get to the point of knowing that it may go further is the time to come out that you're trans. Because there's a chance that this person might not like the fact that you're trans, it might not be for them. The whole bottom surgery conversation would then come after that. Because then if they turn around and it was important to them to know whether you've had bottom surgery before anything in the bedroom might happen, then of course, like, that conversation needs to be had. He's coercively controlling. Numerous exes came forward. What, this trans guy? Ryan can have my period every month because I'm sick of it. I've had them since I was 10. I'm now 37. 27 years, man. Fuck. I'm glad that people agree. Like I say, like, if it wasn't going to go anywhere and it was just like a meeting, then this person doesn't need to know. But yeah, if you had a connection, maybe on like a second date, maybe like you would bring up bottom surgery or wait for them to ask, maybe. In my position, me and Jessica already knew each other. before we were together, so she already knew where I was at and like the situation and stuff like that. So it wasn't a conversation that we really needed to have. My cyst was 20 centimetres, so it was considered an emergency. I had no idea the cyst was even there. Oh dear. I'm glad that you agree, Ashley. Ashley, you've gone down that route, haven't you? Hope you don't mind me saying. Not Jess, oh, she's lovely. I mean, but the thing is, right, is if like we had got together or not, or we were just talking or whatever, and she voiced to me that she would find it uncomfortable in that aspect to be with a trans man and she wouldn't like it, then it wouldn't have gone any further because there's nothing I can do about that. From what I've seen of Ems in the past, people need to be careful how much they open up to her. I can't say I'm a fan of the lass. I haven't really seen much to kind of bait it. I'm just not really much of a fan because all I've actually seen is her talking to people like shit and being pissed the whole time and letting strange men into a house. But that's because you're both considerate people. Well, I'm glad that you think that. Thank you, Kelly. It is true. So yeah, like, I don't know what actually happened between Ems and this guy, if anything went any further or not, and like when he did come out to her about it, and you're both wanting to better each other and not destroy each other. Absolutely. These are things that we're going to touch on in our podcast when we do it. Focusing on being real, I think. I really want our tagline to be, let's be honest. So let's be honest. Really want that. Because we both, like, pride ourselves on honesty and thrive on it, really. You probably all know that from being in my lives and seeing my videos. But probably bringing in things like relationships, especially with one of us being trans and one of us not being trans. Parenting aspects and stuff like that. Genuine life things, why the world's fucked up so much. I look forward to the podcast. You're the only one real. Thank you. Now what's the podcast going to be called? The podcast is going to be called Brew for Two. Brew, number 4, 2 is in the word. Because my surname is Brew. Walking home. How come you're walking home? It's only... How come you haven't got Ezra? Oh, sounds brilliant. So I'm hoping that everyone's going to subscribe to our YouTube channel when we get it up and running. Because that'd be nice. It'd be nice. I'm hoping that because I've obviously got a large following over here that a lot of people will kind of go over. My mum's gonna get him for me. I can come home and get ready. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Yeah, absolutely. Good. We're obviously going to post like snippets and stuff and probably like short episodes on... We'll create a new like TikTok page, channel, whatever you want to call it. I'll be subscribing for sure. Good. And subscribing on YouTube's free as well. So it's boiling. It does seem warm out there. Love that you two are communicating on here. It's because she knows that by a message she'll reach me quicker if she comes in here when I'm live. I am gonna go just now anyway though. Just as if you're in your own little group chat. Yeah. We're in so many group chats, it's ridiculous. Does made in. Right guys, I'm gonna go. I might be on tonight, I might not. You'll find out obviously later. Love listening to your views on things. You're very sensible and a realist. Oh, absolutely, I'm a realist. No one's taking that away from me. Love you and leave you as they say. Yes, absolutely. So I'll probably see you all later. I might not. I don't know. We'll see where we're at, won't we? But for now, guys, love. Chin up, chest out. Look after yourself. Look after your loved ones and love with everything that you have. That's what I do. Thank you for the gifts, like, shares, you know, the whole spiel. More importantly, thank you for being here, because it is the most important part, always. But I'm going to go. Because the soon-to-be wife, well, I hope soon-to-be wife, is on her way home anyway, so I'm going to go. I was about to say I'm gonna put Netflix on, but jokes, because we've got no fucking internet. It's been cut off. That's how bad we are off with money anyway. Anyway, guys, I'm going, sorry, and I shall see you all soon. But for now, guys, Toby out.